I was born in Cuba. I grew up during the revolutionary time in Cuba. So I never went to church. I didn't know anything about church. There was a church in my hometown where I grew up, Madruga, but never went there. I grew up next to a convent, a Daughters of Charity St. Vincent de Paul. And they were important for me. They were important for my family. They were very present to us. They couldn't tell us anything about God or about Jesus or about anything, but the revolution prevented them from that. But they were very good neighbors, and it was good to have them there. So much so that when the situation in the country and with the government turned kind of difficult for my family, especially my father and I, and we decided that we needed to leave the country. It was through a daughter of Charity St. Vincent de Paul next door. She was originally from Colombia. She became a very good friend with us, family. And it was through her that my father and my entire family left Cuba. Many of us went to Colombia, South America. My grandmother came to United States, but it was also with her help. It was a difficult transition going from Cuba to Colombia. It was leaving everything behind, everything I knew, including my accent and my language and, family and friends and my dog, the university, the career that I loved. It was the Daughters of Charity St. Vincent de Paul who helped us through the entire process. And they never mentioned anything about God because they knew we didn't believe in anything. But they were there for us. Eventually, it was through them, that I became a believer. Because I realized, it makes sense that there is a God out there watching out for us, because there are a lot of instruments here on earth taking care of us right now in the most difficult time of our lives. So there you have it. That's when I became baptized, and I was baptized, and I had my first communion confirmation. It was December the 8th, 1994. I was 21 years old. It was through them that I began to visit downtown and meet the homeless on the streets. There was a youth group, I was part of it, and we went to streets to visit them 3 times a week. And it was just, a frame to be able to get to know them, to listen to their stories, to laugh together or cry together according to circumstances. And it was a wonderful time in my life. That's the first time I heard some kind of a call. Would you like to do this for the rest of your life? And I was afraid to answer that question because I was studying I was studying chemistry at the university in Cali. It was the time when my grandmother became sick. She was living here in Miami, in the United States, and we had to help her. And then we dropped everything again, leaving everything from Cuba to Colombia, and then leaving again everything in Colombia, including the daughters who have been so significant for us, my youth group, my university again, and coming to Miami. When she passed, we changed from our apartment building that we were living and going to one church close by to a house was far away from that church, so we began to go to another church, Immaculate Conception in Hialeah, and that's where the Friars of Holy Name were working down there. Mary Bednar, John Anglin, Roderick Petrie, people who I came to love and appreciate. And it was after one of those retreats during Holy Week that John Anglin was given that I came to him and I said, I love your dress and I want one of them. And I saw these guys so natural, so loving, so tender, so humble, the way they treated each other, the way they treated people. I just fell in love with them. And I told John Anglin, I just want that. Right after my ordination, that was May 21st, 2011, I was sent to work in a parish called San Camilo's Church in Silver Spring, Maryland, right next to what it is today the National Postulancy. I mean the USX National Postulancy, which is going to be Our Lady Guadalupe Postulancy. And I was there for 9 years, ministering to the people of Camilos, his Spanish speakers, English speakers, and then a little mission close by San Camilos, which is called Langley Park, which I love with all my heart. Mostly immigrants from, at the beginning it was El Salvador, then it was Guatemala. I think it's changing again because everything changes. But I love that place. So for 9 years I did parish ministry, which I loved. And then I was called to do formation work. So I have been, for 3 years and a half now, I have been working at the novitiate in Santa Barbara, California. I have a gentle heart. I am a listener. I care about people. I care about, we have a set of values like caring for the earth and caring for people, especially those who are suffering. I have a heart. I am a heart person. I love the beach. I mean, I'm Cuban. I love the beach. I love eating. I cannot dance. Cubans are expected to dance. I guess I was born with 2 left feet, so I cannot dance. I think for us the challenge would be to leave a little bit behind our structures, especially those structures that tied us too tight and don't allow us to be who we are in the world. I want us to go out. I want us to be outside in the world because we have plenty of meaningful and important things to say to the world. We come from a long tradition of following the gospel, and with Francis, who gave us the perspective of a Christ that embraced this world and loved this world so much that he even died for it. I see us friars as embracing the world in the same way that Christ did.